Hey folks, Russ Matney here. Hey, today I'm going to do something that I've never done before, but I think I can take it on, and I'm going to show you how to do it as well. And that is, this house that I'm about to go into is built in 88 or 89, and a two-story house. A lot of those houses have a drop-down room as soon as you walk in, and a lot of realtors will tell you to update the house is to bring that room up. So I'm going to do that. I've already taken the flooring out, the carpet out that was in there, and now I'm going to build the foundation. And then once we build the foundation, I'll put the flooring on, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Stick around. All right, here's the room. So this is the drop down floor that I was telling you about. It's about 6 inches lower than the rest of the house. And it's just, for one thing, people can trip when they come in here. Not trip, but just, it's hard to, it's hard to see sometimes. So a lot of my realtor friends have said to update this is to bring it up. And so this used to have carpet. I've pulled the carpet up. We're going to put the foundation in here. I'm going to do it with 2x4s and plywood, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, the first thing you need to do is determine how high you want this thing. Now this is the dining room where it steps up from down low, step up. So we're going to try and make this level. And I was hoping it would be a 2x4 and plywood, but I didn't get that lucky. So let's determine. So this is what I was hoping for. I was hoping it was that. But if I use 3/4 inch plywood, which I'm going to, I've just got a little sample here, and I've got a solid, another 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch right there. So, well, then what I did was, I got a 1x2 and do that, and do that, and that's perfect. All right, so I went and bought a bunch of 2x4s and a bunch of 1x2s, and I'm gonna nail with a nail gun. I'm gonna nail the 1x2s to the 2x4 to make that tall enough, and then we'll start building this thing. Okay, so we got our 2x4s and our 1x2s, and we're gonna put these things together. I do it with a nail gun because it's so much faster. You can do it with a hammer and nail, or you can do it with a drill, screw, but this is so much faster, so I'm gonna do this. And I'd always suggest for using a nail gun, always use safety glasses, because every once in a while, you get a nail that comes flying out. Okay, so now by doing that, we've made our 2x4 into, well, technically a 2x4 is only 3.5 inches. I don't know why they call them 2x4s. And then we're going to add about another 1/2 inch, or 3/4 of an inch. So we put these together, and then we'll install these on the floor, and then we will put the plywood on top. So I'm going to do that with all of these. Okay, so after we put our 2x4s and our 1x2s together, we're going to start building the frame. So what I've done is I've taken one of the 2x4s, and I've taken a root tape measure, and I've marked every 16 inches, all right? And then I drilled 2 holes at 16 inches, or 2 holes at the end, 2 holes at 16 inches, 2 holes at 32, 48. And then I've taken 3-inch screws that you can get at Home Depot, and I've put them in the holes. Now, we're going to start putting the 2x4s together. All right? Every 16 inches. We're going to do it here, we're going to do it here, we're going to do it here. And then once I get this frame in place, then I'll show you what I do with it. You probably heard you've got to have an impact drill to do this, all right? So make sure you have an impact drill. Okay, once I've gotten the first section put together, this is the first section. It's 8 feet. All 2x4s are 8 feet long. So this is 8 feet by 8 feet square. And again, every 16 inches, this is what it should look like. We're gonna put it as all the way to the wall and all the way to the corner here. Now, my thought was I would attach it to the base of that wall and then attach here to the middle of the floor. But I found out, like I told you, I've never done this before, but I found out that when I drilled through there, that is the foundation on the other side. So the foundation is up higher here and the foundation continues out there. So I can't drill through that. So we're gonna lay all of these in place. I'm gonna build the rest of them, lay them in place, and then I'm gonna show you how we attach it to the foundation. About every, I don't know, three or four studs we'll attach it, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, welcome back for day 2. So this is what I did day 1, and it was a full day for me, no doubt. I probably put in, I bet you it was 8 hours to get this thing done. So this is my framing that's gonna be below the plywood. And all of this is connected together. I think it's really important that you put a screw. So I've got screws here to connect these two together. And I've done that all the way across and all the way across here and across anywhere where they were joining. You have 8-foot sections. And all these 8-foot sections, you want them to be all tied together as a single unit. The next thing I'm gonna do is connect this to the foundation, and I'll show you how we do that. Okay, so let's secure this framing to the foundation. Now, here's what I use. These are Tapcon screws from Home Depot, and I'm gonna use just an L bracket like that. And then we're gonna secure them to the 2x4s with just regular 1¼ drywall screws. So let me set this up, I'll show you how it's doing. And this is one of the hardest things. Well, just a reminder also, you've got to have a hammer drill for this. A regular drill won't work. Some people ask, what's a hammer drill? Well, it's like a jackhammer, pop, 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 pop. And you gotta have it. And it's got to have a mason bit. All right, so a regular wood drill bit won't work. You gotta have a mason bit, you gotta have a hammer drill, and then you're gonna need your impact driver. All right, so let's give this thing a shot. Here's our L bracket. I'm gonna secure it to the floor first. Just gonna make a mark right here. And then here we go with the hammer drill. Woo! That wasn't bad. I hope they all go that well, because I got probably 30 of these things I gotta put in. That wasn't bad. Now we're gonna take that, it's a Mason screw, and we're gonna take the impact driver. Man, I hope they all go that well. Now I'm gonna take this tip off. I'm gonna put just the regular Phillips head tip in. And let's secure this. All right, I hope they all go that well. So I'm gonna do this around the whole thing, probably 30 or 40 L brackets, and then I'll show you what I've done. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start laying this plywood now that we have the foundation ready. So I've got 1.5 inch drywall screws. You don't have to pre-drill any holes here. This is good enough. And I'll show you a little thing that I did. I made a mark right here, and that's where every one of these studs go. And that helps me to line it up. And this mark will be covered up by the baseboard whenever I finish the flooring anyway. So here we go. I can go 1, 2, 3, probably 4 across. And I put this in, I've got a little sleeve, pulls down, holds it in place. Just like that. that's it. That's 4 screws of probably 200 or 300. So I've got a long ways to go. I'm going to go every 2x4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, because I do not want any squeaking to this floor. So we've got the foundation set to the slab, and I want to make sure that this flooring is set to the foundation that we have. So I'll come back whenever I finish it up, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, we are done with this subfloor, and this is what it should look like if you're doing this project. So you can tell that some of this plywood is laid horizontal, some of it's vertical. It really doesn't matter. What I wanted to do is just make sure they cut and fit properly. So these corners, you got to cut them in, obviously, and just measure it out, cut it, put it in place. But I feel real good about this floor because it is secured to the foundation. And then once it's secured to the foundation, then the plywood is secured to the 2x4s. All right, folks, and there you have it. So I am about 4 days into this project. I thought it would take me between 2 and 3, but it is a lot of work, and it is tough work. But 4 days, I can guarantee you that someone would charge me a few $1,000s to put this thing in, to raise this floor up to the level of the house. And you can do it. You can save a lot of money, but you better be ready for it. It's a lot of work. Now, why did I do it? Because I'm going to, right now, we've got this tile in here, and I'm gonna put in this wood plank, and it's gonna go just like that. And I wanted to raise the floor so that this is a perfect match right here. So I don't have to use a threshold. I really don't like thresholds. So in my next project, I'm gonna be putting in this wood floor. If you wanna see how I do it, then check out my next project. Until then, see you next time.